everybody, welcome back to Second Chance Kitchen. I'm Christy, and today is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. That means what's cooking Wednesday is what we're doing today. Let's get started. Okay, so if you happen to follow me on Facebook, you'll notice that I posted a question yesterday because our recipe calls for 1/2 C of garlic. So my question was, without letting y'all know what I was going to make, the question was, is it a 1/2 cup? Because to me, a C means cup, right? So was it a 1/2 cup of powdered garlic, or garlic powder, or fresh garlic that's like been minced, or I didn't know. So I did some consulting with a very brilliant cook. I don't think she's ever made anything that I tried that I didn't like, whether it's sweets or savory. So, Miss Vicki, thank you for enlightening me with your knowledge. So we decided that a 1/2 C is going to be a 1/2 clove of garlic. So we're going to go that route and see how it works. So today's recipe comes again from this big, gigantic box of recipes that I have. In case you haven't seen it before. It's super big. And these were crammed on top. There are more inside. There are some clippings, but there is a lot of handwritten stuff. So a lot of it I don't think would be good for What's Cooking Wednesday because it'll take too long to make. But there's a couple. So today's recipe comes from this box. Let me set it to the side. We are going to make Frankfurters. Here is the recipe, so you can see. And I know there's a couple that I mentioned when I did get a new batch of recipes last week. If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it. It's a binder full of mom's recipes, and they're all like photocopies, but they're all handwritten. You can tell they were originals were handwritten. So there was a couple in there that I want to make for What's Cooking Wednesday. But today I thought, since 4th of July is right around the corner, this might be a fun new take on your grilling out or your 4th of July foodie festivities. So here is what we're making. Frankfurters. Hi, honey. Hi, Anthony. Watching. Okay, Frankfurters. It calls for 6. So I bought, trying to think, back then, what brand did they have? So I went with good old Oscar Mayer. And I did not get the all beef. I just got the regular wieners because this says 6 wieners. It says that. So let me go through it real quick. A half a C of garlic. So we're going to use 1/2 of a clove of garlic. Wieners, 6 slices of bacon, cheese. And the cheese that I decided to go with was the good old Kraft Singles. None of this is sponsored, by the way. Kraft Singles, and that's it. Very few ingredients, and hopefully it tastes good. I've already got my oven preheating to 450 degrees, so there's really no instructions. It just kind of like tells you what to do with the ingredients. So it says cut wieners, rub with garlic. So my question was, do I rub garlic powder all over them, or I have a couple garlics, a lot. So Vicki said, take the clove of garlic, kind of like how you would make garlic bread and how I've done it before with fresh garlic bread when you're making your own. You're gonna cut the clove in half and just rub it all over. So hopefully that gets the flavor of the garlic in there without having like a ton of garlic everywhere. 6 slices of bacon, cheese, and it says fill in parentheses, so I'm guessing once you slice it, we're going to put the cheese inside, and then we're going to wrap around wiener with toothpicks. So we're going to wrap the bacon around and then stick it with a toothpick. Hot oven, 450 oven until brown. So I don't usually cook bacon in the oven, so I had to look up to see how long it's going to take, and I think it said around 10 minutes. So let's get this cooking so we can put this in the oven and go from there. Let's bring you down so you can see what we're doing. So you can watch and see. Let me know how the angle is. I know I've got the cabinet in the way. Alright, so let's get going. I already have a cookie sheet, and I lined with some foil, so if you're one of those people who don't like to use foil, well then look away. Alright, so there's 1 pack and a half. They make these supposedly easy to open, right? Oops, uh-oh, run away, weenie. There's 4, and let's wipe that up. 2 out of here. Normally I'll buy a different brand or like all beef hot dogs, but we're gonna go with these. And I didn't get like the super thick cut bacon because I didn't want it to take forever to cook in the oven. I mean, as we all know, hot dogs are already cooked. You can just eat it like it is, which I used to do when I was younger. Let's dry these off a little bit. Okay, a little bit dried off. All right, so let's. Oh, I guess I should have gotten my clove of garlic first. All right, scooch those over. Let me know if you can't see what I'm doing. I always like to cut the ends of the garlic off, both sides. If you don't normally use fresh garlic, what are you waiting for? It's so great. Fresh garlic, love it. I made a recipe. It's been a while since I've made it, but it called for like 20 cloves of garlic. It's a lot of garlic, but oh, it's so good. Definitely don't want to have a date after that or anything. Unless you both like garlic, and in that case, then more power to you. All right, so let's cut this baby in half. All right, it's a pretty big clove, you can see. All right, so let's cut these weenies in half. What do y'all call these? Weenies, hot dogs? What do you call them? Call them weenies. All right, we're just gonna slice down the middle. I don't know if I want to completely, well, I guess we can cut them in half because their bacon's gonna bring it all back together, right? Slice. Ooh, careful. Careful, Christy, careful. What do y'all normally like to have for 4th of July festivities? All right, so we're just gonna take our clove of garlic and we're gonna try this. I hope this is what they meant. We're just gonna rub it all over. Let's do the outside too. How does it? Well, it smells like a hot dog and not garlic, but oh well, we'll see. Maybe it would be good if you like sliced it thin and put it in there. Okay, and let's just keep on going. Rub, 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 rub. You know what, let's kind of like score this a little bit. We'll do both of them. I don't know, because I think like flavor comes out more when you score stuff. I don't know. I'm not a professional chef. I just like to cook stuff and I know how to follow directions. All right. Rub, rub, rub. I don't see how. It doesn't smell, it still smells like a hot dog. It doesn't smell like garlic, so I don't know how this is gonna work. But we'll try it. This might be a step that's just kind of like pointless if you can't taste the garlic afterwards. I don't know. What do y'all think? Rub, rub, rub. But I kind of dried it off a little, dried them off. Oh, oven's ready. You're gonna have to keep me busy for the next, as soon as we get these in, for like 10 minutes while these cook. We'll have some chit chat time. I can answer any questions you might have or anything about what I'm doing with this page. Has anybody ever just eaten a clove of garlic? I can't imagine. Be spicy, right? I love garlic, but I don't know if I'd eat a raw clove of garlic. I have had pickled garlic. That's delicious. If you've never had pickled garlic, you should try it. I'm not ignoring y'all. I'm just trying to get this done quickly, and so we can get it in the oven. Let me rinse my hands off. Garlic all over that. Let's get some cheese slices, and hopefully this doesn't like completely melt out. So we'll see. I thought about maybe using cheddar cheese. I don't know. What do y'all think? How's that look? Does that look good? Who doesn't love cheese? All right, so let's put that one back together. And you got yourself a little weenie sandwich. Weenie and cheese sandwich. Okay, 2. And then we will wrap those with bacon. And yeah, it's not even, but it's okay. It's just cheese. Cheesy goodness. Who doesn't love cheese? People who are lactose intolerant? Okay. I'm making a mess. I never said I was a clean chef. I'm not even a chef. All right, let's get this last one filled. Okay, we've made our little stuffed weenies. Ta-da! Ta-da! There's my ta-da for today. All right, let's open up this bacon. If you're just joining me, today we are making Frankfurters. Here is the recipe, if you'd like to see it up close in person. Let me see. Let me see that a little bit. Anyway, so basically we've taken a hot dog, and I took a clove of garlic, cut it in half, and rubbed it all around the hot dogs. After I cut the hot dogs in half, rubbed it with the garlic. I have stuffed it with some cheese, and now we're going to wrap them in some bacon and throw them in the oven. And let's see how they come out. They really need to make, bacon easy to open. This one's not, so we're just going to slice it open. How do y'all prefer to make your bacon? In the oven? On the stove? Microwave? How do y'all make your bacon? Here we go. I like on the stove. All right, let me grab some toothpicks. Sorry, I have a little toothpick holder. One of these little old-fashioned ones, like a diner. So that's what that clicking sound is. Letting the toothpicks come out. some bacon, six slices of bacon, and this one is pretty thin. See, it's not a thick cut because I didn't want to have these in the oven for a super long time. All right, let's try to wrap this up. I mean, you put bacon on anything, it's gotta turn out good, right? Bacon wrapped anything, bacon wrapped jalapenos has to be one of the best things wrapped in bacon. There used to be a barbecue joint not far from here that we used to go to. They closed up now, but it doesn't even need a toothpick. Look, it sticks to itself. But we'll put one on there because it says use a toothpick. Anyway, they made these jalapenos that were stuffed with barbecue and cream cheese. They were so good. All right, so I've got a greased cookie sheet over here on the stove, lined with foil, and I'm just gonna lay them on there. Uh-oh, that piece broke. And my husband, my oven has preheated to 450 degrees. It's already beeped at me to tell me it's ready. Okay, that did not go well. Let's scooch this down. It doesn't look pretty, but you know what? It's gonna taste good, right? Because it's bacon. I don't know. I don't think we even need the toothpicks. But I'll put one. Let's put one right here because I had to. That one broke. See? I almost grabbed the maple bacon. Good thing I looked at the packaging. And this is just hickory smoked bacon. Oh, look at that. It keeps falling, breaking in half. I guess I got the too thin. The one that's too thin. So we've got our hot dogs, cut them in half, rubbed it with garlic, half a clove of garlic, and stuffed it with some cheese. Now wrapping it in bacon, and then we're gonna pop it in the oven at 450 degrees. I say we're gonna maybe try 10 minutes to see how that works. I'll show you what they look like on the cookie sheet here in a second. And we can chit chat while it cooks. It's kind of got some fat on it, but that's okay. So since I don't normally put bacon in the oven, can somebody enlighten me? Is this gonna make a mess out of my oven? Is it gonna like splatter everywhere? I have no idea. Not that my oven is clean because, let's face it, it could have could use a good scrub down, but am I gonna have to like scrape bacon grease off of it as well? And I'm not ignoring y'all. I will read your comments in just a second. Get this in the oven. It's like a little hot dog mummy. Let's put another toothpick on that one. Just a second. Oh. I guess the toothpick also helps keep the hot dog, not so much the bacon in place because it's kind of sticking to it pretty good, but it keeps the hot dog together. I don't know. I'm just hoping that this cheese doesn't completely melt out and make, you know, there's no cheese in it anymore. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but we'll see. All right, last one. Let me wash my hands and get these in the oven. Space them out. I'll show you. Let me wash my hands. clean now. Let me show you what they look like. There are 6 hot dogs stuffed with cheese, wrapped in bacon, going in the oven. We're at 450 degrees. I'm going to start with 10 minutes and see how that works. See how they come out. Okay. Back up so we can have a little chit chat. How's everybody's day? What are you making today? Stuffed jalapenos. This looks like a mummy. Yeah, it does look like a mummy. Hopefully it doesn't taste one. Hopefully it tastes like yummy bacon and delicious cheese, because who can go wrong with sandwich cheese? It was also, like I said, if you missed the beginning, I did have a consult, how do you say it, with Miss Vicki Medlin, and she is a great cook, baker, cook, everything. Anyway, so she suggested the clove of garlic cut in half and rubbed all over. It didn't smell like garlic. It still smells like a hot dog, but hopefully it will taste a little garlicky. If not, maybe, I don't know, just sprinkle some garlic in there next time. But I don't know. We're gonna see how this works. Because I originally thought I would just cut the hot dog in half and like garlic powder and just kind of pat it down and rub it around. But that's a lot of garlic. But I like a lot of garlic. Maybe this lady liked a lot of garlic. I don't know. So we went the rubbing route, a half a C for half a clove. We'll see how it turns out. And maybe it'll taste a little garlicky. I don't know. But I used, like you saw, I used the thinner bacon and Kraft cheese. She also mentioned that I could have done the maybe Velveeta cheese, but yeah, I didn't feel like buying a whole block of Velveeta cheese, and I know my kids will eat this on sandwiches. So you can make a garlic dipping sauce. Ooh, that would be good, Corey, a garlic dipping sauce. Well, I don't know, maybe just throw it in a hot dog bun, right? Or some, it's sizzling. I've never made bacon in the oven, so this is a first for me. Sizzle, sizzle. How long do you normally cook bacon in the oven? Anybody know? I've set it for 10, so we'll see. It is thin bacon, and the hot dog's already cooked, so I don't know. I can just envision just like that grease going everywhere in my well, I don't know. Anyway, hopefully not. I do need to clean my oven anyway, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, I thought this would be a good little take on a 4th of July alternative. Instead of just grilling some hot dogs on the grill, maybe try. Ooh, I do smell garlic. Yeah, it's not my hands. Smell-o-vision. I do smell some garlic a little bit. Anyway, so I thought maybe this would be a good little alternative instead of just throwing hot dogs on the grill and putting them in a bun. But you know, you can't go wrong with that. The hot dogs I used are just the Oscar Mayer regular wieners, regular weenies, whatever you want to call them. You call them wieners or weenies. This one, normally I would buy a different brand. I don't really buy Oscar Mayer very often, but I don't think they had the other brands that I buy back then. I could be wrong. And I normally buy the all beef ones. These are not all beef. I think this is kind of probably like eating bologna, but you know what? We grew up eating these, so it is what it is. And my kids, they would laugh because I would tell them I would eat a cold hot dog when I was younger. Yes, Mom, now you know. You just get a hot dog out of the refrigerator and just eat it. But I'm the type that will peel a hot dog, which is really, really gross, but my daughter does it too. So you peel the outside part off the hot dog and then eat it. I don't know. Just, anyway, I used to take a bite of it cold or eat it cold like it is, or throw it in a piece of bread with some, back then, ketchup, not mustard. Hey Karen, thanks for joining me today. Thanks for hopping on. We are making Frankfurters. It is basically, all it is you take a hot dog, slice it in half. I rubbed it with a half a clove of garlic all over. This recipe makes 6, which is good because my kids are not home this week. The girl is off at summer camp for the week, and the boy is off with my mom. So it's just me and Anthony. Anyway, rubbed it all over with a half a clove of garlic. I put some cheese inside. I kind of like broke the cheese up, lined it with cheese inside, wrapped it with bacon, and it is now in the oven at 450 degrees. I set it for 10 minutes. So I hear it sizzling. I hear the bacon sizzling, and slight smell of garlic. And I don't know, hopefully we'll be able to taste the garlic. I don't know. I will let you know though when they come out. We'll do a quick taste test of it and see how it goes. But I personally like, if I'm just doing regular like hot dogs or sausages, and I think I get this from my dad, I put a little bit of mayo on my hot dog bun. You like to put mayo? Or what condiments do you like on your hot dogs? Let's do it that way. Mayo and mustard for me, or just plain mustard if I don't have mayo. A little smear of mayo, and then really I could do without the mustard if I just have mayonnaise. Not Miracle Whip, mayonnaise, the good stuff, the real stuff. And like I've said before, let me grab it so you can see. The plant-based mayo that I every once in a while I'll do a vegan thing, not vegan, vegetarian, and I'll be vegetarian for a little while. But I found this mayo. Let me grab it real quick so you can see, because it's really, really, really good. It's Hellmann's. I think I mentioned it last week. It's the Hellmann's. Here we go. This one, plant-based mayo, and it's non-dairy, dairy-free, cholesterol-free, all that fun stuff. Certified vegan. Anyway, this is really, really good. I like it, if not better than, like, just a regular mayo that you can buy at the store. I do have some Duke's brand because it was on sale and I needed it for a recipe. No, I didn't just need a regular mayo for a recipe, and I didn't want to use this one. I forgot what recipe it was, but that week the Duke's happened to be on sale. I don't see what the big deal about it is. I mean, mayo is mayo, right? Do they have different tastes? I don't know. Obviously they do, but this one does taste different. But it's really good. I think it's a little more, I don't know. You can tell we used a bunch. I don't know if you can tell, but anyway, I'm just trying to kill some time until hot dogs are done in the fridge or in the oven. Let me see how far. Okay, we got about 3 minutes left. So, what do you like on your hot dogs? Again, I'm not a big fan of relish. A lot of people like mayo, mustard and relish on their hot dogs. Or what is it, like Chicago style? I don't know, where you have like coleslaw and all this kind of stuff on a hot dog. I've never had that before. I'm not going to say it's not good because I have not tried it. It could be good, it could be delicious. I don't know. Let me know if you've tried those kind of fancy hot dogs. There's a restaurant that opened up in Arlington. What's it called? Portillo's? Portillo's? Does that sound right? Anybody know? Anyway, I think they have different kinds of hot dogs there. We haven't tried that place yet, but maybe we will before we decide, or before we up and move over to the Dallas side of town. Mustard and onions. Corey, that's good. Do you like your onions grilled, or do you like them raw? Red onion? Red onion or purple onion? What do you call it? I call it a red onion, purple onion, because it's purple. But people call them red onions. I don't know why they're called red onions, because they're purple. I don't get it. But anyway, so white onions, yellow onions, there's so many different kinds of onions. I just buy whatever's on sale. I don't know if they're white, yellow, the Texas sweet ones. An onion's an onion, right? But there is a difference between the purple onion and regular onions. I don't know. You don't really want to saute the purple onions, although I have in a pinch. But those are really good in like a pico de gallo, which you could also put on your hot dogs. Raw red onion. Okay, there you go. So raw red onions and mustard. That sounds good. That sounds good. What's your favorite brand of hot dogs? Are you more of a hot dog or like the sausages? They have like the chicken apple sausages, which are like supposedly really popular right now. Everybody's eating those. They are good. I've bought them before. I don't know. We don't eat a whole lot of hot dogs. I did have a pack because I had thought I was going to make this last week and I didn't. So I bought pack of hot dogs, and then the kids decided they wanted chili dogs for dinner last week, so I ended up using those for chili dogs. And I boiled them, and I don't like boiled hot dogs, but I just didn't want to go outside and grill them or have Anthony grill them because it was just hot outside. And if we're going to do the grill, then we're going to make it worth getting hot out there with the grill, so I like to make sure I have like some chicken to grill and other stuff to put on there, not just a small batch of hot dogs. You know what I mean? It's not worth the heat and getting the grill fired up for that. Nathan's are good. I like Nathan's too. Hebrew National are pretty good as well. Let's check the hot dogs. Grab my Christmas pot holder that probably needs to be thrown away. Let's see. Oh. Okay. I'm going to leave them in for a few more minutes because the bacon is not brown yet. And I don't like soggy bacon. So let's give it another 3 or 4 minutes. Again, I don't know how long to cook bacon in the oven because I don't ever cook it in the oven. I like to cook it on the stove and save the bacon drippings for, you know, maybe scrambling some eggs or make a fresh pot of beans and refry them. Kick around with bacon grease and stuff. Or have you made cornbread with bacon grease instead of oil? It's really good. It's really good, by the way. Anyway, yeah, Nathan's are good. I think the ones I bought last week were the ballpark ones. But yeah, I had them boiled and the kids were like, why does the hot dog look weird? It looked like, I don't know if anybody has seen Stranger Things, but the that big Demogorgon with the, that's kind of what they look like on the end because they split on the end and then went, but you know what, they eat the same, doesn't matter what they look like. And I don't know how to prevent that if you boil them. Maybe I should have just had them go like 80s old school. Here you go, here's your hot dogs nice and cold. Or if you put it in the microwave, it'll just like pop open anyway and explode too. But yeah, they were like split down the middle or the end was all spread apart and gross looking. But you know, when you cover it with chili, it doesn't matter. So yeah, chili. I like the Wolf brand. We always buy I buy the Wolf brand without beans. That's what we like. So good old summer food, stuff that doesn't require the oven like this one. I bet you could throw these on the grill too. I bet you're really good on the grill because you'd get that grill flavor instead of in the oven. If you don't want to turn your oven on, I bet it would turn out good on the grill. I mean, because you can, jalapeno poppers and stuff, you put those on the grill too. So why couldn't you do these? It's just a hot dog. Just a hot dog. Anyway, so are y'all having a good summer so far? Hopefully enjoying this heat. Wolf brand is the best. It really is. It's really good. You can't go wrong with Wolf brand. Better than Hormel. Again, not sponsored for anything. I'm not bashing Hormel. Hormel is good if you want that, but I like Wolf brand without beans. And there is a vegetarian brand of chili that was actually pretty good too. I think that one might be Hormel. Can't remember. It's been a while since I bought it. But I always try to make chili, like homemade chili, and I don't know, it always comes out more like a soup, like a taco soup, even though I'll put like a cornstarch, put a slurry in there and see if I can thicken it up, but it never has like that creamy, not creamy, I don't know what you consider like the Wolf brand has that texture, you know, and I never get that texture for it. It turns out good. I usually make it every Halloween, as I'll eat for Halloween dinner. Before we go trick-or-treating, I always make a homemade chili in the crock pot with some cornbread. Nobody's ever really complained about it. It gets eaten and it's good. But that I do put beans in just to bulk it up some, so it's not just meat. I do put beans in my homemade chili. And yeah, so let me know if you have a good chili recipe. I think I run through some obviously in my recipes, but I will have to try making some. I had a seasoning, a chili seasoning that was pretty good. I ended up tossing it because it was expired, and the reason I didn't use it was because it was kind of spicy. It was too spicy for the kids at the time. Although now they might eat it, but I already tossed it because it was expired. And I was taking up valuable real estate in my cabinets that I have been trying to declutter. And yeah, it's a process if you've ever moved for 15 years in this house, and there was a lot of stuff. of stuff to go through and get rid of and pack up, but we're working on it. So I don't know. Prayers for a quick sale. We find a quick buyer on our house. All right, so that was an additional 4 minutes. So they've been in the oven for 14 minutes at 450. Let me see. Okay, getting a little browner. Maybe I should put the broiler on. What do y'all think? I don't want to burn them. The cheese is coming out, so I don't want to leave them in too long. What do y'all think? Should I leave it in for a little bit longer? Or should I put them under the broiler to get the bacon crispy? Let me turn the broiler on. Let's see. And my broiler goes high to low. Put it on low for a few minutes. Remind me to check that. I don't really smell garlic anymore now that I've opened it. So we'll see. Maybe that garlic was just a needless step. Maybe if you sliced it really thin. I think you did mention that, to take the clove and slice really, really thin and maybe lay a couple of pieces on the inside. That could be good too, if you like garlic. So let me throw this in the sink and make some room. These cloves on this bulbo garlic are really big. Has anybody ever done the roasted garlic? I've always wanted to try that, and I've never done it because I'm afraid that it's gonna smell at my house. My laundry room is literally right off of the kitchen, so I have to be careful of making sure I'm not doing a load of laundry, or we do hang dry a lot of stuff, and so I always make sure I'm not gonna cook something that's gonna make it smell or get the clothes to have that smell. 5 minutes. 5 minutes for what, Mom? I don't know what 5 minutes you're talking about. So again, if you're joining me today, we're making Frankfurters. Here is the handwritten recipe. Oh, Anthony's suggestion for 5 minutes. Well, they've been in there for 14. And now I've got them on the broiler on low. My broiler does do a high and low. So, let me check it out once I'm getting there. It looks cooked. It looks cooked. I just want to get the bacon brown. I don't like soggy bacon. I did it. It's great and it squeezes right out. So, what do you do, Corey? Do you just you leave the bottom part intact and you cut the top part out, put it in foil, and what do you do? Like drizzle olive oil on it or something? I don't know. I'll have to look into that because I like roasted garlic. And in fact, the garlic powder I use is roasted garlic powder. I use this brand. My mom found it one year, and now it's all I use. I don't ever buy regular garlic unless I run out, but I try not to run out. She keeps me stocked for this stuff. She gives me like a case of it every Christmas. Like it's got like 6 bottles, and I am almost done with this one. But this is the brand of roasted garlic. It's delicious. So, and then you said 5 more minutes to cook. Okay, buddy, we're giving it a shot. 5 more minutes. I have it under the broiler actually to try and toast it up. Get the top off and drizzle with olive oil. I will have to try that, Corey. I will have to. And then you just, when it comes out, you just squeeze all the little cloves come out, right? Then in the oven. Cool. All right, let me check. Alright, so the cheese part is burning. That's already come out. So let me go ahead and take this out. Get my trusty little trivet. Alright, let's pull it out and see what it looks like. It's popping. Oh, I'm gonna burn myself. Let me get my other one out. Guard my arm a little bit. It's smoking, y'all. Smoky. You're squealing. I have a small oven, so like this cookie sheet barely fits. Oh, I got oil on this one. This cookie sheet barely fits in there, and it's really thin, so it pops. Oh, it's cooking. So let me let this cool off, and then I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like, because some of the cheese, if you can't see it, has melted out. Can you see? It's hot. Sorry about last week again. If you were watching last week and I was making hush puppies, they, I guess I had my phone a little too close to the stove. The heat was coming off and it said, too hot, I'm shutting off. So I'll have to get that edited. Make them for the 4th. Looks yummy. Oh. Okay, they have stopped singing and yelling. It's gonna be hot. Hot, hot, hot. There's a tongs. Grab some tongs and loosen them up a little bit off the sheet. Because they're stuck. I did spray it, but I guess the cheese got it stuck on there. For the bacon. Okay. Smelled pretty good. I thought I smelled bacon the garlic at first, but I don't really smell it much now. Let's see. These would really better on the grill. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Alright, I'm going to cool these off for a few minutes, and then I will cut into one and see how they turned out. Let me grab a little knife real quick. And I read, so these were in the oven for about 14 minutes at 450, and then I put them in. It's smoky in here? That's because Anthony's like, smoky. Can you open the window? Not as bad, I don't know. Yeah, a long time ago we had to take our smoke detectors down because I was burning a lot of stuff. Back when I was learning how to cook first. I'm not going to turn that on, it's too loud. I want me to turn the vent on the microwave. It'd be too loud. Anyway, you can hear me over the outside, the air conditioner and the rooster. Y'all are going to miss that rooster crowing during these lives. Because it is crazy, a crazy rooster. Anyway, I don't know. I like my bacon crispy, so I don't know. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. It'll be fine. It'll be tasty. It looks delicious. Smells like hot dogs and bacon. Cheese didn't come out. I don't know. I don't see a whole lot of cheese in these anymore. I don't see. Maybe in the middle there, that's still there. But I don't know. Maybe you could buy the hot dogs that have the cheese in them already. Or maybe, like I said, I used Kraft Singles, this kind of cheese, because I was trying to think, back what kind of cheese did they have back in the day. I don't know when this recipe was made, so I don't know. I'm just trying to think ahead or think back, and I didn't think they would probably use like block cheese. Definitely not like bag. I don't like really buying bagged shredded cheese. I do if I have to, but I like to grate my own off a block. And I guess I thought about using just like regular cheddar and cutting it real thin. Maybe that would hold together better and not like melt out as much. I don't know. All right, let's cut one of these bad boys. Let's turn a little bit so you can see. There we go. All right, we'll go with this one in the back so you can see a little bit. All right, let's cut a piece. I don't know, like I said, I like my bacon crispy, so I don't see any cheese in there. It's hot. I don't see any cheese. There is a little bit on the back side. See that part? But as far as on the inside where I had it, it's no longer there. So let's blow on it and try. It doesn't smell like garlic. I just touched that to my nose. I'm gonna smell it. It's still hot. Can y'all see the steam coming off of that? Hot dog, hot dog. gonna be hot. I'm not gonna put anything on it. I'm just gonna try it like it is and let y'all know how it tastes. Just need some onions. It needs to be spruced up. I don't know that yet. I haven't tried it. Alright. Cheers, let's try it. It's not bad, but like I said, we wrap anything in bacon and it's gonna taste good. I cannot taste the garlic. But then again, that was an in piece and maybe I didn't get the ends as well. Cheese, not really there anymore. Maybe put thicker cheese inside. It's good. I'm not gonna say it's bad. It's good. I think it'd be better on the grill than in the oven. And add some onions to it. It's good. I say give it a try. Let me know if you do. Yeah, it's a Frankfurter. A good old-fashioned Frankfurter that has been spruced up a little bit. Like I said, I can't tell if I taste the garlic. And I love garlic. I don't know. Maybe a slight taste, but I don't, since we just rubbed it all over, I don't think it's gonna be like super powerful garlicky. But hey, try it. I say try it and let me know. And looking at the rest of these, I don't see the cheese. I see a pile of cheese on the cookie sheet, but I don't really see the cheese in the hot dog, which is a shame because who doesn't like cheese on a hot dog? I keep saying that, but there are a ton of people who don't like cheese and don't like bacon and stuff. Yeah, cheese melted out. What are you gonna do? Maybe try a different kind. Let me know if you make this, and I appreciate you coming on today and joining me for the time it took to put this together and to make it. And let me know if you try any of these suggestions, like the mayo. Again, today we made Frankfurters. Here is the recipe. Simple ingredients, quick and easy to put together. And I just say maybe try a different cheese because this sliced cheese melted right out. So, which is what I was afraid of. So let me know if you try it in the comments. And thanks again. Y'all have a safe and happy 4th of July. And I will see you next week. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.